thing is that first you get your own identity. That identity will now be used for your email and your web presence. And when you have a website, it actually expands
your business.
In fact, not beyond Lagos, beyond Nigeria. People I was just in Ethiopia and I was looking at website of Nigerians while I'm there. So if I needed to purchase something, you know, it's a global network. So when you have a .ng, you're not just being seen in Nigeria. You're being seen every country in the world where there's an internet, and there are almost every country in the world have internet now.
Okay, now so though I would rather if you can let me know, for instance, somebody had said it's possible for Nigerian students to be registrars. Is that possible?
Absolutely.
You mean you can be in the university and you can begin to run domain names for people?
What you need to do is register a company with CAC.
Now, but you talk about the infrastructure that is required for the registrars to have. What kind of infrastructure? Basically, what would they need actually?
What they need is they need to be able to have first register with CAC to be a legitimate company.
Beautiful.
And then you need to be able to operate what we call a domain name server. Okay. And these are servers that you can host here with service providers, Main1, Glow1, all of them. They have data centers, so you can have your server on their platform. Once you have a domain name server, you're in business. It's actually that simple.
You mean you can actually fund your university education by just becoming a registrar?
Absolutely.
Now, right now, what challenges are you facing promoting .ng? I mean, because I know you're spoken so brilliantly now, and I'm getting excited about migrating to .ng. But what challenges are there, promoting .ng?
The biggest challenge we have is really awareness. Okay, it's not the technology part. Like some of the questions you asked me, what is the value proposition for people to use .ng? Once people connect with that, they understand the benefit of it. They understand that using Yahoo and Gmail, it actually can be detrimental to their business because let's not forget the fact that Nigerians, they have the negative image. So Yahoo, millions of Nigerians on Yahoo, who's really who? But if you have your own unique identity, people know that this is an entity, this is something I can do business with. So it actually helps you. So we are facing a challenge, Naira, in the sense that we needed to let people know that they're valued.
Better served.
They're better served having their own unique identity. I always give the example of Google.com. Google.com is not an English word. Google is not an English word. It was coined by the founders. But Google.com is a huge global is a global brand now. You can create your own. Akara.com.ng.
Beautiful.
Why not?
Or suya.com or suya.ng.
Suya.ng. You're selling suya and you want to develop your suya business. Suya.ng. People know that, I want suya. I'll go to the web. You can have home delivery for suya. These are businesses that you can create. And if you have a network, you can network all the suya providers all over Nigeria.
Now, I'm a little bit wary though, because I know the way Nigerians sometimes we turn things around and it goes negative.
Yes.
And that can be very viral. Now, Yahoo, just like you mentioned, had already, as it were, bastardized the name of Nigerians. So wouldn't that be a rub-off somewhere here? Once somebody sees .ng, would they say, oh, now those fraudsters have come again with something else? I mean, how do you want to address that?
Well, that's actually it's a complicated, but it's also not that complicated. I'll tell you, if you're a legitimate business, you're doing legitimate business in Nigeria, and you want to deal with the foreign companies, it's actually to your advantage not to use Yahoo. Because if you use Yahoo.com, you're just one of them. They don't know. But if you use Suya, if you are selling Suya, you say suya.com.ng. Okay.
No .com anymore.
No, I mean, if you use you could use suya.ng directly.
Okay, or you can have .com.ng.
Right now.
Beautiful.
But that could change in the future.
Okay.
So let's say you have suya.ng. Now, somebody is saying suya.ng is a Nigerian. Let me go and check out what they do. And they see your site, they see your phone number. You're a Nigerian company. Because at the end of the day, if you're using .com and you're still using your address, it's Lagos, Ajegule, and you're still using +234, you're already a Nigerian. So are you fooling yourself? Because actually it could be the other way around, that you're actually trying to pretend to be who you're not.
Yeah, I see. Now, are you right now, besides the fact that you have servers, placed, around the world, are you in any, is Naira, okay, is Naira affiliated to any foreign, resource center or something? Are you, or is a standalone organization?
Naira is part of a global what they call
Community.
CCTLDs, country code top level domain managers.
Okay.
So every country has a TLD manager. So NIRA is part of that. ICANN, the global organization, really delegates who can run this.
Okay.
So we are part of that network.
Okay.
We are not run by ICANN. We are run by Nigerians. Myself, the president of our association, Mrs. Uduma. We have a board member. So we are purely 100% Nigerian entity.
All right. That's refreshing to know. Do you undertake, or do you plan to undertake any corporate social responsibility, something that you're going to give to Nigerians without asking them to pay?
Yes.
Because right now, with all your registrations and registrars and all these nice things you've said, are you going to do anything that some people would not need to pay?
Yes. Excellent question. When NIRA was formed, we actually we had our first president, Nduka Kwalu, who passed away. We created a foundation called Kalu Foundation. As part of that Kalu Foundation, the mandate is that the money that we get will be channeled through that Kalu Foundation in his memory to promote internet development, education in Nigeria. We have not started, there is a little fund there now, but we are hoping that as we make more money, as people pick up .ng, some of that money will be channeled through that foundation to help Nigerians all over the 36 plus FCT to get young people to be excited, to get education, even fund some of their trip to meetings, and so that they become domain entrepreneurs, as I call it. You know, encourage them to become the entrepreneurs. So that foundation is already existing. We have board of trustees members that are part of that foundation. So that will be the channel for our corporate social responsibility.
Now, I know that web hosting, well, because I've been seeing that, being advertised, especially by young people. I'm a web hoster. I can do this for you. I can do that. What exactly is that? And I hope it's not some form of Yahoo business again.
Web hosting it's a big part of the internet, because see, the web, like I said, it's part of the internet global resource that people are using. Web hosting requires servers, space, if you want to call it. They call it web space on the internet. There is space on a hard drive somewhere, anywhere in the world. So these young folks have created a business around creating the website, because the tools and the program to create a website are a bit specialized, not necessarily difficult, but if you don't know how to do it, then you have to hire somebody to do it. Now, what I want to advise people to do is that they should get web developers that are going to help them to host their website on .ng. The reason for that is that if you host outside of Nigeria and there's a problem, you have to call. They have different time zones. The website is down and your web provider is in the US. I mean, I used to be a provider in the US. I know the challenges some of my customers are facing. They try to reach me during daytime. I'm sleeping in New York. I mean, I have a 24-hour operation, but hey, there's the time that people just go to sleep. I mean, you have to sleep. So, but if you're on the same time zone with the people you're dealing with, and NIRA has a very good resource to find out who is registered, who registered what. There's a whole database called Who Is. You can find out. So it's better when you're doing business locally.
Okay.